Thank you for joining us on Facebook Live. Winter is not ready to be done with the Midwest. Right now, rain and snow are falling over much of Minnesota and western Wisconsin. It's been nothing but rain here in the Twin Cities, but out west it is a different story. Thank you for joining us. Travel is becoming treacherous as roads get covered in the wintry mix. We have live coverage as the storm continues to move west. Our Katie Steiner and Mary McGuire have the latest on the roads and snow, but we begin with Lisa Meadows.
Yeah, we're going to continue to watch this system. Now, you saw the mobile weather lab there in St. Cloud, and you saw snowflakes falling. That's because that's the location in the state where we are seeing snow. But we are still waiting for this transition from rain to snow here in the Twin Cities. It's taking its time. I think we do have a couple more hours before we start to see that, which is why the forecast for snowfall in the Twin Cities and off to the southeast actually quite a bit lower than locations off to the west. Here's your current radar and satellite picture. Forget the satellite. Look at the radar. Almost every color you can have on the map. Green, of course, means rain. This purple color means snow, heavier snow and some of the darker hues. And then we have the transition here in a whole bunch of different colors, especially once you get closer to Minneapolis. So the western portion of the state, they've been seeing snow. They've been seeing some heavy snow. Some snowfall rates, when you do see the rain transition to snow, could be 2 inches an hour. So that's some heavy stuff. Not only that, when it comes to the snow, it's a heavy, wet snow. It's not going to be easy to move. If we get a little bit closer here to the Twin Cities, notice this kind of orangish color. That's where we're seeing that transition. Right now, we are just seeing rain here in Minneapolis and locations off to the southeast, but we will continue to see that switch on over to snow, but it's going to be a couple more hours before we do so. Here's where we're seeing some of the heavier stuff. Off to the west, already seeing a little bit of breaking once we head off to the southwest, and then getting closer out into Wisconsin. That's where we do see even some reports that we've had of even some freezing rain. So here it is, the forecast. Like I said, I think we're going to give it about 6-7 p.m. before we transition this to snow here in the Twin Cities. Once we do so, the potential of some heavy snow for a period of time tonight will cause issues when it comes to any travel. This is going into 9 p.m. We continue into the morning hours. Sunday morning could still be a little rough if you have to hit the roadways. We're clearing off to the southwest, and then by about midday, this is just out off to the east, and we continue to push it further off to the east. So locations where we are seeing just either the freezing rain, the sleet, or just rain, those snowfall amounts obviously quite a bit lower, 3 to 6 inches off to the southeast of the Twin Cities. Off to the northwest, we're back to 6 to 10, pocket of maybe a foot of snow, especially further off to the west. And then by the time we go throughout the day Sunday, we do have the potential of some blowing snow that could be an issue with visibility. So keep that in mind once we head into Sunday. We will watch all of this move on out by Sunday night, which means Monday morning we shouldn't have any issues when it comes to travel to start off the work week, but we do have the potential of some melting. Actually, next week numbers do go above that freezing point, and we pull in a few days of rain as opposed to snow. So quite a bit of a change up in the forecast. And of course, this could change too, so you could catch us WCCO News at 6 with another update, Jeff.
All right, thank you, Lisa. And the roads are only going to get worse as the night goes on. They're already pretty bad. This is a look at MnDOT's 511 map. The pink color means roads are completely snow covered. The purple you see in southwestern Minnesota is a no travel advised zone. Our Katie Steiner joins us live from Eden Prairie. How are the roads out by you, Katie?
Hey, Jeff. Well, this is really a definition of a mess. You can see it, probably you can hear all of the freezing rain here from my umbrella, but we've got 212 out there right now. Normally the speed limit, what, 55, 60? It looks like they're going more like 30, 40 miles per hour, and that's probably a good thing, because here's why. I want to show you what the pavement looks like down here. This was just about an hour ago all water, but now you can see we have ice that's mixed in here. That's because we're getting that freezing rain, that sleet mix, and you can see it best here on the hood of the car. You can just see those crystals that are here. That's that freezing rain, that's that sleet. We're not really seeing snow yet, but that is going to be coming. Earlier we were in Victoria, Minnesota, and then it was all rain for hours. You saw a whole lot of rain down there in Victoria, Minnesota. Look at the puddles. We haven't seen that standing water here in Minnesota in a couple of months, so that was kind of interesting to see that. And we also talked to people who are just over all of the snow.
We've had enough. We just got back from Dominican yesterday. We were supposed to come back today, but they moved our flights up a day to avoid the snow. so it ruined our vacation. So I'm sick of it.
We were in Waconia earlier today, too, at Aldi, and it was packed. The manager told us that they haven't been that busy since they opened May of last year. He said a lot of people were in there getting food in preparation for this snowstorm here the next couple of days. We're going to have that story coming up at 6 o'clock on WCCO. And now we're going to send it to Mary McGuire in Monticello, and there it is snowing, Mary.
It is a completely different story here in Monticello. The flakes started flying just about an hour and a half ago, and it has been steady and fast. Even though it looks like snow, it feels a lot like rain because the snow has been so heavy and wet. It has been raining and sleeting for most of the afternoon here, so that has caused a sloppy mess on the roads. I can tell you that a lot of plows have been out today. Now, as we were driving northwest from the cities, it was raining pretty hard. When we got to Monticello, it started to sleet and then slowly turned over to snow. Like our weather team has been saying all week long, this is a thick, wet, and heavy snow. Here's what one driver had to say about the conditions.
From Annandale to Monticello, they were pretty slick, very slushy.
Are you just done with this winter?
I am so done with this winter. Just ready to have the sunshine, and spring is on its way.
Now, the slush is starting to pile up on the road, so drivers, they have been taking it slow here in downtown Monticello, and it is starting to pile up fast just based on how thick the snow that it is falling and how fast it is falling as well.
All right, thank you, Mary. Drive safe out there. And several cities have declared snow emergencies or events for tonight, and that includes Brooklyn Park, Elk River, and Crystal. So far, Minneapolis and St. Paul have not declared emergencies, but if they do, a heads up for drivers. Winter parking restrictions are in effect in both Minneapolis and St. Paul, but if an emergency is declared, those restrictions will be suspended and the snow emergency rules will be enforced. If you don't know your city's policy, just head to WCCO.com and stay with WCCO as the storm continues on TV, Facebook, and our website.